President Bush told us himself last year that if it wasn't for Rolling Thunder doing what we do, this issue would have been buried a long time ago.
We have a legislative individual, Ted Spock. He's on the Hill all the time, talking to the congressmen and the senators and all that. And that's an ongoing thing, all year long, every year.
We've been working with the Bush administration, and I hope President Bush does what he promised last year on what we discussed. Work on the live PLW issue, and if there are any there, bring them home before it's too late for all of them. And let's put enough money there, like we do for doing the war. There's always plenty of funds, but there's not ever enough to help the vets.
We have had some effect, because I know the Central Identification Lab, they're allowing the teams to go into Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, and recover remains. So we're bringing people back, so we've had an effect.
And it was 3 Marines and 1 Navy corpsman. And they were found and they were brought home. And we attended the funeral. We attend most of the funerals that are in conjunction with the remains that were brought back from Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. Whether there's 1 of us there or there's 300 of us there, somebody's going to be there from Rolling Thunder if we have notification that the funeral is going to take place.
There's a lot of Vietnam veteran organizations out there, a lot of chapters of Rolling Thunders out there, all different kind of organizations out there that we just manage to keep in touch with each other. And when we find out and we hear that somebody's going to be interned, especially here in Arlington Cemetery, because our chapters are closest, they normally try to let us know, because we normally can get a few people out there to at least give that final last bit of respect and that last tribute to that fallen farmer. We actually go get a chance to go before the casket and lay beads in front of the casket, on the casket itself, and give our final salute, our final tribute to that fallen comrade.
I was personally spit upon at San Francisco International Airport when I returned from my last tour. The world has changed. No man who fights for his country likes to believe that the American people are not behind him, or her, in this day and age.
When I came back, it seemed that we, the individual service member, were blamed for what went on over in Vietnam, okay? And I don't want the soldiers and Marines and sailors and airmen that are over in Iraq and Afghanistan right now, I don't want people's animosity about the war over there to be thrust onto the individual soldier, Marine, or sailor that comes back over there. It's not them, you know, okay, maybe it's the volunteer military, maybe they signed up to go or for whatever reason, but they still are doing what they told, you know, and so if you want to blame somebody, blame the politicians.
I was looked down upon as a dirty woman, child killer, molester, whatever. Whenever I came home, there was no welcome party whenever I got off the plane in my hometown. And but I've always been an advocate of. I worked for the Veterans Administration for 30 and a half years, and I've seen a lot. And but that's why that I am in it, is that I want not only the POWs and the MIAs, but I want all veterans to see that they have their rights. Our government promised us everything to go fight, and when we did and come back, they turned their back on us. And it's just now, I've had more people in the last 9 months to a year come up and shake my hand and tell me that they appreciate what I did for the country than I have in 35 years.
You know, work with a lot of retired veterans, a lot of retired service guys. You know, they don't get the thanks they really deserve, and it just, you know, it makes my heart ache that a lot of these guys got spit on when they came home.
You know, when we came home from Vietnam, we were spit on, we were degraded. You know, it was an unpopular war. And then all of a sudden, you know, when the veterans came home from Desert Storm, it was kind of like they couldn't. That's when we started to get our recognition after all these years. Because me personally, and it's just my own opinion, how can they honor the people coming home from Desert Storm and not honor the Vietnam vets?
We're seeing the media embrace our soldiers. The media did not embrace our soldiers when they returned from Vietnam.
I think some of it had to do with guilty conscience. To honor one group, but not to honor another group, that couldn't happen. And I think that's how it finally came about. But the bottom line is, I mean, there's a good side to that too. At least it finally came. Came late, but it finally came.